Good to see you. All right, finally. Nice and comfy. I can see smiles underneath the masks. Can we hear the music? Yeah, perfect. All ready to go? Okay. Time. It is really good to have all of you here with me today. It was August 7, 2015, when I first visited Julian Hogan at his finca Immaculata in Colombia. Now, Julian took us up to this little house up on the mountain in amongst the coffee trees, and there was this long wooden table and a cupping session. And I remember in the middle of the table, there was this coffee unlike anything I've tried before. And as I tasted it, it was unbelievably sweet. This reminded me of stevia sweetener, which has this clean, refined sweetness, similar to icing sugar. But the second time around the table, this coffee had completely changed. It turned savory and vegetal. But I knew that sweetness and gentle acidity, they were the bones for incredible espresso. So I had to know a lot more about this coffee. And I found out it was one of the first non-Arabica species that I've ever tried. It was this one right here called Coffea euhenoides. As you can see at the bottom there, this is just one of 124 different coffee species. Now, can you imagine a cupping table with 124 different species on it? Well, I've learned that these aren't the kind of coffees that you just cup and they taste amazing straight away. I had to open up my mind, dig deep to find incredible potential in euhenoides. Now, I wondered for a long time why this coffee cooled the way it did, which led me to connect with microbiologists from Christian Hansen in Denmark. And they helped me work with Julian to dramatically transform euhenoides flavor profile. And I'll tell you all about that a little later on. But first, you'll notice these frozen metal rocks on my signature drink vessels. I'm going to explain why during the espresso course. Before we go into any more technical information, I'm going to run these shots so they can cool down. This will give us the best balance of flavor for the signature drink. But first, welcome to my coffee bar. These little black cups are for your used teaspoons, and I cannot wait to serve to you some coffee species. So let's start off with the espresso, and a technique I developed with Zurich University of Applied Science to brighten euhenoides flavor profile. I call this technique compound chilling. If you're wondering what that is, it's on your booklets there in front. On the left-hand side, you'll see normal espresso with really hot liquid traveling through the air. You'll also notice at the bottom, we lose a lot of aroma volatile compounds. So on the right, you'll see compound chilling. Espresso is running straight over those frozen metal blocks. Now I chose to rapidly chill the first 12 grams of the espresso, the portion where euhenoides gives the majority of aroma volatile compounds, giving us this incredible guava note in your espresso. And this will be fragrant. You can smell it jumping out of the cup. So for the espresso, I'll get you to write down a few tasting notes. Today you'll taste pink guava, fresh pineapple, and passion fruit. You'll taste stevia, like the sweetener. It's a medium weight, syrupy mouthfeel, and it has a long finish. That reminds me of the sensation of eating a fresh white grape. And one more to add, that mouthfeel also has a coating sensation as well. Now, if you enjoy this coffee in 3 sips, just to help you get comfortable with that sweetness, I really hope you enjoy. the clarity of tropical fruits. I've never tasted anything like this. Enjoy. It's for you. Always has to be a last. There we go. Enjoy it. Okay, I'll give you about 15 seconds more with that espresso. All right, how did you go with that sweetness? Those beautiful, clean tropical fruit flavors. Well, this took me 3 years to bring you this experience. So my signature drink, I'd love to dive deeper into the layers of this coffee, bring out even more potential for you. So these vegetal and savory notes that I tasted on the cupping table have come from microbes in Euhenoides fermentation. So I connected with microbiologists from Christian Hansen in Denmark who helped me to solve this problem. So we selected a species of non-Saccharomyces yeast that is naturally occurring and proven to produce a lot of these fruity esters. So I flew over to Colombia, I added the yeast to a sealed tank of Euhenoides cherries. We put it underneath the house at the mill at 18 degrees, pushing that fermentation in the direction that I wanted. Now remember, at 6 days, opening this tank and it smelled unbelievable. It was pure tropical fruit punch, no distractions. I've never smelled anything like this. So for this, I had these Galaxy hops used in beer brewing. This smells amazing, just like my tropical espresso. But it also has tannins and savory notes that I wanted to avoid. So I needed a technique to remove these negatives and just highlight the potential of this ingredient, just like we've done in your espresso. So I've used this distilling technique with 90% of water, 10% of hops to distill off those beautiful aromatic compounds with no savory tannins. Now when I add 12 ml of these hops to my espresso, we're going to highlight these orange citrus characters in the signature drink. So next, I have 95-degree water. I'm pouring onto tinned pineapple syrup, releasing its aroma volatile compounds into the atmosphere. This is just like normal espresso. Hot espresso liquid, releasing all of its volatiles. But today, we are not going to waste these. The big headspace of these glasses will capture them for the drink. This will make that pineapple riper in the signature drink. So now we've boosted flavor, I want to work with Euhenoides strength, its tactile and taste balance. So first, I have a metal ice rock, which I'm adding to cool the drink to 23 degrees. This is where we get this incredible quality of juicy acidity that only comes in that fermentation. Now, to balance this out, I'm creating a fructose simple syrup. Now, fructose is a really clean and fruity sweetness. It was the only sugar source that I found didn't close down those lifted fruit qualities in my espresso. So you'll notice I'm making a 1-to-1 simple syrup, and I'm adding 3 ml to give you balance in the drink. And next, I'm charging the entire drink with NO2 to evolve that syrupy texture into something that reminds me of whipped cream. So when you're ready, take a look at the signature in drinking instructions and tasting notes. And when you're ready, I'll get you to write down If you could swirl 5 times, smell and taste. And you'll taste ripe pineapple with whipped cream texture. Deeper in the glass, you'll taste this beautiful, fresh, sweet orange note we brought out with the hops. And this will come through with that incredible, vibrant, juicy acidity. And all your tasting notes, drinking instructions are right there in front. All right. So, enjoy. Thank you. Enjoy. There we go. Thank you. Thanks very much. And we'll move on in about 10 seconds. Okay, for the milk course, you have all tasting notes and drinking instructions right there in front. If I could get you to write down, stir 5 times, take 3 sips to enhance ripe banana, caramel, and 55% chocolate mousse. And you'll notice I extracted these shots 5 minutes ago, and I get you to hold off to tasting until the very end. I want this to be 54 degrees, which is where you're going to get more ripe banana in this drink. So when you're ready, have a sip of water, cleanse the palate, and we'll move on together. Okay, so Euhenoides has these delicate tropical fruits that are easily lost in the fats and sugars of the milk. So I wanted a lot more power and persistence of these fruit flavors. So again, just holding off for now. So I went back to this big world of coffee species where I found exactly what I needed. Growing in Malaysia, I'll just hold on for now, in Coffea liberica. And I blended this 50% with Euhenoides. Now this works for 2 main reasons. The first is on your booklets in front. On the left-hand side, you'll see that Euhenoides cherry, it has a really thin mucilage layer on the parchment, while liberica is much thicker. And you'll see that really thick protective skin. It's sort of like a protective pod. That meant we could ferment safely in cherry for 30 days, giving us intense, dry banana, ripe banana, I mean, with no byproducts. Now the next key reason is both these coffees have low chlorogenic acid, which is a harsh, sharp acid that we usually need to roast the coffee longer time to break down for milk coffee. But for this one, we could roast very quickly for both of these species with only 8% development, retaining those tropical fruit compounds in the bean. That's for you. So this gives you also the ability to use less milk, only 45 grams, for more clean flavor in every sip. Now I worked with Jason Liu from My Liberica in Malaysia on this particular lot. And he told me Liberica is a declining industry. We've all overlooked this coffee for such a long time. But after tasting this lot, I'm just holding it for now. All of our chats are just positives for the future. Now, if I hadn't believed in the positives of Liberica or Euhenoides, I couldn't have brought you these coffees. And to think there's 124 or more coffee species, they're still out there. They're often unprotected and could just disappear. This tells me one thing: our time is right now to discover these coffees, bring out their potential, and and enjoy them together, just as you're about to do. So when you're ready, grab your teaspoon, stir bottom to the bottom 5 times, and enjoy those beautiful flavors. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you. Time.
Congratulations, Hugh. If you just want to come over and look at your adoring crowd. How do you feel? That was incredible. So much information and yet so relaxed.
It's nice to get that one out. It's just all the first round cobwebs.
So you said 3 years that you've been planning this routine and thinking about how you bring this coffee to the stage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the period from 2015, I guess I kind of pushed that coffee to the side in my mind, and then I tried it again, and it was like, oh, there's something there.
There's something here that you have to take forward.
Yeah, like it was kind of one of those, there's amazing things, and then there's things that were turning me off as well.
And that fear that how you overcome them and stuff like that. So you've got all these different bridges. I think there's so much that we want to dive deep into on your routine, but we're going to do a bit of that with the coaches. So I guess I have 2 questions for you. One is, you've competed at finals level at WBC before, and obviously it's a very different situation this year. How does it feel different to you?
I feel just more relaxed, I think. Maybe it's just me getting a bit older, or I don't know.
Maybe you've changed rather than the competition.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm just happy this year to, I don't know, like this work is something that's so what I believe in, and it's so deep. Like it's the first routine that I felt, this is me, and this is what I love doing, and this is super important to me.
You're saying you're relaxed, you're happy, and you've presented yourself on the stage. There's not much more you could ask for, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just wanted to get that out and to do the first round, and
amazing.
Super happy.
Well, let's have a huge round of applause for Hugh. We're going to find out a bit more in a second, but I'm sure we'll be seeing him in